we're talking about a sales forecast or a growth model, it's like there's no one perfect answer, right? So I look to triangulate data from multiple sources, and I think about objective, subjective, qualitative, and quantitative. So like an objective example is like my RevOps is giving me objective data. Like they have no emotion. It's just like here's the data, here's the conversions, here's what the math tells me. My sales leaders is more of a subjective data point, right? Like they're telling me what they think this deal is going to do based on X, Y, or Z. I look for qualitative and quantitative, like those both kind of fit into that category as well. I think the interesting thing is like one thing Clary has done for us is it's brought another element to that, which is like the AI informed data point, which I would consider it more objective in nature, similar to RevOps. But Clary's ability, really AI's ability, is to analyze that many more data points to understand trends and patterns that much better, that much faster. Like it's been huge for us. The other thing I would say is having really solid data and plans is great, but it doesn't really mean much if people can't leverage it, if they can't do something with it. So I think equally about not just like triangulating data from multiple sources and types of sources to come up with a decision, but also like how are we going to put that into action? How are we going to leverage that data? And I think a lot about standardizing, like standardize on the data points that matter and like stick to it, streamline it, like less is more oftentimes. Like how do you simplify, organize it? Like do people know where to go to get what data? Like is it clear? And then be prescriptive, like spoon feed people, tell them exactly what to do with this. So I think a lot about like how are we making the decision? What data points is it coming from? Then what are we doing with that data? Like do people know what to do with it? And I think the thing I'd add to that Clary has brought to us, and no one prompted me to like talk about Clary in this response, but it's been huge for us, is the visualization of that data. Like a lot of times people's eyes can just gloss over from looking at an endless amount of data on a spreadsheet. And the visualization, like taking data, turning it into charts, graphs, trends, patterns, it makes it really easy to get the story without having to like go look at the underlying data. I think that's been very, very helpful in how we leverage our data and put it into action across everybody.